So I know that you highlight conversations with first ladies,
Yeah.
and like I know that you've talked to several people,
Hmm.
like those what are some of the common themes that come up amongst like the first ladies, and how has that helped you to become a better first?
I think one of the common things is just finding their place. A lot of first ladies just want to know where they fit in this because you don't see in the Bible where he says, I called prophets, I called some evangelists, I called some first ladies. You don't see that. So you have to find your place,
Yeah.
right? Because you might be destined to be with that man or, that woman, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that is your particular calling. Your calling is not to be the first lady or the first gentleman. Your calling is whatever God calls for you to do separately from that.
Mhm.
Um, and I learn something every single time I meet with one of these first ladies because each each first lady goes through something different.
Mm.
It's not all one role. You can't pick up a first lady manual because what works for Holy Trinity doesn't work for deliverance.
Right. Right.
So everyone goes through their own process, and to hear how these women and these first gentlemen are going through this process it's awakening for me
Mm.
to also see, oh, that's how you dealt with that.
Yeah.
I see now I wouldn't have thought about dealing with it that way.
Yeah.
Right? One first lady was like, when her husband has a meeting, she goes. I'm like, I don't go to every meeting. Right? Because
Yeah.
I think in a sense for some people it's like, I don't trust these women.
Mm.
That's what they're saying. I don't
Mhm.
trust these women.
And they shouldn't. The hoes
And they
come to church
shouldn't.
too.
Absolutely. But I pick and choose which ones Imma go to
Yeah. Yeah.
because I gotta also trust my husband.
Yeah, for sure.
And I believe if he go to this meeting, he ain't gonna do something wrong.
Yeah.
If he meeting with Mother Cabbage, I'm good. I'm not worried about him.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Mother cabbage.
I'm not worried
Right.
about him messing with Mother Cabbage.
Right.
Like, I'm not going with you to that. But Sister Susie,
Right.
huh? I'm going to that meeting.
And also trust him to have the wisdom to not put himself in those situations, right?
Don't
Like,
put
you know what I'm saying?
yourself in
Like,
that
listen,
situation.
and if I have to be in a situation where I gotta get up in the middle of the night and I gotta go and pray for somebody or do, whatever,
Yeah.
like you're going to come. Like we're
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe we both don't want to be out, but now you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so like that's the time. But yeah, like you said, it's not I don't know that it's necessary every time, but but
But,
I digress.
I'm not going every one.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Mother Cabbage. I'm serious not worried about that. I don't think you want her.
Yeah.
I don't think she wants you either. We're good.
Yeah.
But, there's few that I go to, but hearing some of the women that feel like they have to go to every single one because they don't trust
Mm,
these women in the church, it's like, dang. But it's a learning process for everybody.
yeah,
And I have to listening to their stories makes you realize, every shoe is not it doesn't fit everybody,
for sure.
right? So I I love the platform. It's really enlightening. And my reasoning for doing the platform in the first place was I was watching a reality show and one of the women said, I want to be a first lady. Bro, you don't know what you're asking for. Like, really? You want to be who wants to be a first lady?
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at that person, I'm like, "Yeah, you bet you wanna take that back, don't you?" It's not as great as you think it is. It's not glamorous. And I think
Yeah.
every position, people look at those roles like they're glamorous. They're not.
Yeah. I think people just generally like to be respected by people
Yeah.
and to be, for people to look at them a certain way, but I feel like it's not worth it.
It's not
It's like I
worth
don't,
it.
people be like, I want to be pastor because I want to do something. It's like I would rather I would not want to do that job unless I'm called and I'm like I have to do it. I'm doing it out of obedience, not because
Right. You
what I
better
mean. Like
believe I'm going
I'm cool.
kicking and screaming. I do not want this.
Well, it's like okay, look,
Yeah,
all right.
right, right. What people don't see, right, is they see people getting up saying, I love First Lady Morgan. That's one person on this side. The person on this side got their knife and ready to stab me. at any point. That's the person we're not seeing out front,
You only thinking
right?
about appreciation days.
You only thinking about appreciation. "Oh, she looks so pretty. Oh, they gave her $800." Then you can
No.
keep your $800 if it mean you gonna stab me next week. Bruh.
You could literally, and it's crazy because that's what people think about a lot of times. Are those appreciation services? It's like the time during the year where you got that extra, even if it's a few $1,000s. It's like, yo, that doesn't equal to all of the
It
things that
doesn't
I've had to
equal.
do
It doesn't
over the
equal.
course of this year.
'Cause we're talking about the other 364 days.
That listen.
They don't pan out. It don't balance out.
So have you had any conversations with any first gentlemen?
I did. I had one with, um, what is his name? Barber, Deacon Barber.
Okay, okay.
I had
I
one
didn't
with
see that.
Deacon
Okay, I'm gonna
Barber,
go back and check that out.
and it was really, really cool. He talked to me a long time. I really think that he was anxious to have that kind of conversation, and to hear his process of how they got to where they are.
Yeah,
But one takeaway from his interview was he is not intimidated by his wife's ministry.
yeah. That's tough.
That's tough,
That's
right?
tough, and,
And
like,
to hear him say
you
that
know
was like, wow, to hear this strong man who raised kids and was in the army to say, I am not intimidated by my wife. That was that was like one of my favorite interviews.
I always wanted to ask him, like, because, like, what is it like to lead at home, but not in the eyes of the
Yeah,
church?
right,
You're not leading the church,
right,
you're leading at home.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's such a different that yeah, I'm very interested to
It
know.
was very interesting. And I was there for hours. I was there for hours. I literally had to cut it up
Yeah,
because he
I
was
got this off my
anxious. Yeah,
yeah,
he
like
was anxious to really talk. Even his daughter called me, he's like, "Thank you for doing that interview. He really enjoyed it." And, like, every time I see him now, he's just, like, gives me the biggest hug because it
that's
was
awesome.
it was an outlet for him. But we don't think about talking to the first gentleman because
Yeah, yeah.
it's not
They're people too.
yeah, it's not common, right? But I wanna talk to Deacon Ward too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
oh, man.
I would love
Yeah,
to talk to
I
him.
love him.
Yeah.
I think, so I'm just gonna ask you one more question. I'm not
Mhm.
sure. We have to, I'm gonna do something about this little battery situation, get some plug in or something like that. But so like if there's anything that you want for people to take away, like what message of victory would you want people to take from your story? Like something that could inspire them to seek their own turning point.
Even if you're scared, do it.
Mm,
Even if you don't feel like you measure up, do it. God can use anybody